Hello all. Today we had witnessed fire, Agni. Our day started with many experiments with fire. It was very exciting. We all gathered here together near Naneshwar today morning, and we started our great day with a beautiful fire and beautiful lyrics and the kavita by Vaishali. So later in the day, I decided to give a kind of a small talk, and this was all started the story recently when I was sitting in Banaras on Manikarnika Ghat, where the bodies were burnt. I was sitting and looking at the fire, how strong the fire is, and one of the person, the religious guy, told me there that this fire has been burning for many years, for 400, 500 years, or whenever the burning has been started and the ghat's been made. The fire has been there. It's the same fire. It's there in contained into one small place, and it's been brought out to burn the bodies. So it was very interesting. And then I was kind of wondering where this fire takes us. Where did I saw the fire, and what is the importance of fire and all that. I was like getting a little philosophical about the fire and trying to understand what the fire means to us. Reminded me that Thai people in Thailand praise fire. They have one god, a fire god, the god of fire, and that's why in Thailand you can see a lot of festivals which are related to fire. And when I was sitting near Ganga and wondering and reflecting upon uh, the fire, I realized one thing. As a designer, I always wanted to go to Burning Man Festival. Now, some of you know Burning Man Festival. We read about it, and we always, I think, fantasize to go to Burning Man Festival. So this was festival happens in US. It's one of the very beautiful festival. One of the world's greatest artists come together in this festival, and they get together. A lot happens. A very well-known guy named Larry Harvey had started that, and I was kind of thinking about it, and I was thinking as if I'm having a conversation with Harvey about what's this festival about, what the fire means to him, what the fire means to the people in who are attending this festival. I never been to this festival. I wanna go one day. I think you, me, we all should go and experience this. One of the very unique inclusion of people and the culture and everything about this Burning Man festival. It's full of design, art, installations, and in the end there is a beautiful burning happens at Burning Man festival. It happens at the playa of Utah. It's called Blackstone City. It's beautiful, and it's a great opportunity for a great for the good photography, because it's an open space with a great skies, and evening auras are there, and so the photographs are beautiful. So today we'll have a little treat of photographs and story. So I was kind of talking to Harvey. I was imagining that I'm talking with people there, what they go there for, and what happens there. And there are a few things I learned about this festival. It's about the radical inclusion. What does radical inclusion means? That means you radically includes everyone, and that's very much true for our culture. I was trying to relate what we do here at Makers Adda and in our festival, and in our lives. We include people who are radically different. We respect strangers who are radically different. We don't judge them or prerequisite them. The crazier they are, we like to include them with ourselves. We like to bring them closer to ourselves. Another thing which I was reading and understood about this festival is gifting, the culture of giving. Now, the gifting has a very different meaning for all of us. Gift is like we give the gifts in the birthdays, we give gifts in the marriages, but that's not what the gift, the Burning Man festival talks about. It talks about gifting your time, gifting your knowledge, gifting your skills, gifting your art. If some installation is there, you go in front of it and you dance like there is no tomorrow, is a gift you give. So it's a beautiful way of devoting, or that act of giving, not the materialistic things, but your spiritual presence you gift to the others. You talk to the strangers, you include others, you let others know you better, and it's like a gifting. Another beautiful word came up in this place was demodification. Decommodification, not modification, decommodification. That means you don't let someone drive you. Like this whole Burning Man festival doesn't have sponsors. They don't have any big companies, Nestle or any big companies coming and sponsoring it. There is no banner, there is no advertisement. And if you noticed here at our Maker Sadda and Alag angle, we do practice decommodification. We don't let other sponsors or other people come in and pay us money. There are many people out there wants to come in and sponsor us, but we don't want it because we want to value our own ways of doing things, and it should not be driven by others. So whichever way we manage the money and our resources, that we try our best not to commodify and stick to what we got our best. um, Self-reliance, to discover ourselves, to exercise what we are, and to see where we stand, to stretch our arms and to let that fire burn in the background, and to know what we do and practice what we do is very important for all of us to do. And that's what happens sometimes when I try to draw the common element between what we do, what's happening at Manikarnika Ghat, what's happening in Thailand as people who dance in front of fire, what's happening in Burning Man festival, and what we are trying to do here. As today we are standing in front of that burning fire and what we are trying to do. Another beautiful thing what is happening is communal efforts, that how different creative people and different creative individual beings come together and create something. At this festival you have one of the greatest artists, installations and photographers and architects and engineers who come together, and then they build a lot of interesting things, and uh, they do this installations, and work of art is being presented, and the quality of this work is very high. The expectations rises every year, and every year this festival gets better and better, the way every year our festival gets better and better. And we try our best to get something which is uniquely very unique. It's radical, and we have a different ways to protect what art needs to be. We challenge ourselves. There is a little pressure on all of us to perform better and better every year, and that's what is happening. I was looking at the work done by all of us. It's getting very interesting, very different. Like today we are trying to draw something with fire. I know some of you are burning the cloth, you are burning paper, and you are trying to create art. And yesterday we all set up our studios, and we are ready to do many things which are going to happen in the next month, all of us together. So I realized that this efforts what we are putting it is pretty interesting, and we are like bringing in this together. Understanding what happened in the world of art, and understanding how is our responsibility today to put that art, as we are gonna create many awesome things in future. That's our responsibility. I call it as our responsibility towards the society. As an artist, we just don't work on aesthetics, we create the cultures. We are creating the future. So as a responsibility, as a participant, what we are doing is very important. One of the interesting thing what I also learned in this course when I was meeting up with these different images, different people, and different things, we leave no trace. Leave no trace, I mean, like, what happens if you go back into the history of humanity, when the people were living as hunters and gatherers, whenever they used to set up their adda somewhere, when they go away from that place, there is no stress left. There is nothing left there. The place has been left as it was there before. And it's a very interesting practice. We don't do that. Nowadays, when we live in a society, when we live in a city, there are a lot of traces been left from us. So the festival of this kind, when it happens, there is no trace left. And it's a very interesting thing came up because when I was sitting at Manikarnika Ghat in Banaras, the person told me it's very important that when the dead body comes in there, no trace has been left of that body there. It's been burnt completely, 100%. The fire helps you not to leave any traces behind. So here in this Burning Man festival, everything is burnt. All the installations are burnt. It's like kind of a very interesting concept, and everything is cleaned up, and the desert is left as if nothing happens there. So one of the interesting thing for all of us to practice is not to leave the traces, not to leave anything behind, and be mindful of how we do the things, that we leave no traces. Participation, that how we participate, how we bring in young ones, old ones, girls, boys, men, women, different people from the different religion, how we bring in different people from everyone to participate together, and to come closer, without knowing or without trying to understand our backgrounds. How we participate together is also how this fire is bringing all of us to participate together. So it's like, we are individuals, we are good as individuals, and then how we come together and how everyone invites each other to participate. And I know nowadays we are playing a lot of online games. Our days have been locked down in the rooms and we have been together. And I know I'm also part of some of the groups where we invite everyone to participate in a game. And that's where we are trying to attach and know each other better, and we participate. And same thing happens when we go to these big events, and even here when we participate and do it. So talking further, I came across a very new word today. I learned it today. I didn't know. Immediacy. Immediacy is like an experience. It's like you go to a place and you immediately fall in love with it. You immediately love that place. Like if you go to the Burning Man festival, if I go to this festival, I know it's like immediately it's gonna draw me inside. It's immediately gonna pull me inside. When you come to Makers Adda, it pulls you in. You don't need any introduction. Like I'm sure when you go to Banaras's Manikarnika Ghat, there is no one gonna walk you there. You'll walk on your own, and you explore, and you see yourself, and you get attached to the place. And you don't go with a guide. There is no host. You don't read about it. It was a very interesting thing that when I travel, I don't read about the place. I don't try to know about it. I go and experience it in my way. And I see what must have happened in the past, and that's why I fall in love with that place. And that's the interesting way of traveling. And so Burning Man festival, everybody talks about that. We didn't know what's going to happen. We didn't had any expectations. We just went in there, and the place and that event and that ambience absorbed us, took us in. And that's what happening here with me. That's what happening here with us. That how just like fire takes in everything, we kind of get pulled into it. There is no, we it's like a very important for us to create and that ambience, to create that that whole thing that pulls you in, and we all become one. So there are many points and dots we were connecting: the fire, the communities, the art, the design, the installations, the beauty of how we are gathering together, how these imaginary things been brought into reality. So it created a very interesting and something very big, bigger than a life thing happening at Burning Man Festival, happening at us. And today, when we are creating that small fire, I'm sure looking at that fire, every time we get connected to something which is mysterious, which is we never thought of, which is very out of what we can reach out, you know. So a lot happening here out there, and I hope one day we can create installations of this quality, and we can create and talk about the work what we do, all you and me will bringing this life size installations, which is like fire and all these elements brings us together. So yeah, today rest of the day, please look into it, go and find more details about what this Burning Man festival is about. Try and find about what fire means to you. You will be doing a lot of work today. You will be drawing fire Agni, you will be finding poems about it. You will be definitely will be burning a lot of stuff and create something out of it and do it. I'm looking forward for your messages. I'm gonna look out and try to see what you are putting up onto the fire now. Your images, your videos, comments. Try to see what others are doing, and this is like in these days we have no choice but to be online together, and we can't be a part of this big communities today's day. Future we will be, you know. So please go ahead and share what you think and how you get inspired and how we're gonna take this further to create something awesome. Bye bye.